You're about to be distracted. Distractions. Distractories. Distractolozo. Dis on a distracted side of the game. Distractacon. Super distraction. Grand distraction. The ultimate distraction.
Grand risings, blessed risings, good afternoon, good evening, or good night for you. Wherever in the world you're tapping in from, you got to remember and keep in mind that Keep It Be podcast is indeed a global show. And today we'll be discussing music executive Kevin Liles and Julie Greenwald start petition against using rap lyrics as evidence. Could this be because some of your artists now are getting knocked? Now all of a sudden you care about black art. And I agree. You shouldn't get knocked for using your talents. Are you using rock and roll lyrics against any of these Caucasian artists? Are you using any of the country lyrics? I mean, we know you're not because you can just drop the N bomb in a country record. White don't matter. We gonna let it slide. It don't matter. Mexicanos gonna drop the N bomb. It's all good. Asians gonna drop the N bomb. But boy, if you say spick, you say gook, you say you don't like Chinese food, you're going down. So there's already been an attack on blackness. And the question is, Mr. Kevin Liles, were you speaking up then? We've been getting killed in the street. There's been an attack on us physically. And I don't remember you speaking up. Maybe you did. Somebody in the comments, please refresh my memory. And this could have been a Kuna Matata hour, but I wanted to focus on how this is all a distraction. Want you to go sign his petition. Do you think I would push this petition above the petition that's scrolling across the screen? Do you really believe that? That I would sit here, yeah, go sign a petition. Yeah, rap lyrics is evidence. Although it should not be. I agree with that. But I also say, how dumb do you have to be like, I just shot Lil Loke over there on 7th Street, a neighborhood whoop. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you be putting real you pillow talking? In fact, you snitching on yourself. If there's no snitching, then stop snitching. You can snitch on yourself. It is possible to drop a dime on oneself. Very much so. But don't get fooled like he said he's for us. Look, they starting the petition. No, this is his money train, P. His money done got cut off. So all of a sudden, now, like all Kuna Matatas try to do, is they try to come back after they found out that the grass isn't greener and the grass is whack. You thought you was one of them, and and they let you know that you was not, and finally put you back in your place, and now you want to come back to your people. See, and you think we supposed to just have open arms like in the past, and we like, nah, P, you got to keep that same energy, P. This article is from The Writ, um, written by Noah A. McGee. As Young Thug, Gunna, and other members of Young Stoner Life face RICO charges, Kevin Liles, co-founder and CEO of 300 Entertainment, and Julie Greenwald, COO of Atlantic Records, have started a petition that goes against the use of rap lyrics as evidence. And then if you was going so hard in the paint, how come we can't never do something ourselves? It's always good to have allies, but it's always black and brown, black and Asian, black and every group has something for themselves except for us. We have to share everything. I mean everything. The petition is called Rap Music on Trial Protect Black Art. No, the petition is on the bottom of the screen, zeroantiblackracism.com. This petition in this article, distraction. The petition scrolling on the screen, tangibles, reparations, 20 trillion. Goes on to say and claims that prosecutors across the country have tried to use rap lyrics as evidence in court. They specifically point out how prosecutors in the YLS trial have used this exact same strategy to try to make the case against Gunna and Young Thug. I'm talking about how y'all know this, how you know this, but you still go snitch on yourself in your rhymes. Lamont, you big dummy. But we don't do no disparaging over here. But come on, man. Come on, man. You got to use your head. That's why I smell tetheroni. I smell cheetah pea and I smell rhino jerky. I smell it. I smell it. Who would incriminate themselves in their rhymes and tell a real murder plot, a real robbery story? Come on, man. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. In this whack petition, Lyles writes, today in courtrooms across America, black creativity and artistry is being criminalized with increasing and troubling frequency. Prosecutors are attempting to use rap lyrics as confessions. This practice isn't just a violation of First Amendment protections for speech and creative expression, it punishes already marginalized communities and silence their stories of family struggle, survival, and triumph. Listen, man, you talking about shooting up little Loki Loke around the corner and blowing his brains out ain't got nothing to do with no triumph, no struggle, no survival. Shut up. You know what got to do with family, struggle, survival, and triumph? That petition scrolling across the bottom of your screen, zeroantiblackracism.com. That is the petition you should be worried about. Any other petition is a B1 distraction. Thus, the reason why I played it for the intro. In May, the New York Senate approved the Rap Music on Trial bill that limits the use of song lyrics in courts. Many rappers, including Jay-Z, Meek Mills, Killer Mike, Big Sean, have urged the New York Senate to pass the bill because, like Lyle points out, it denies rap music the status of art and in the process gives prosecutors a dangerous advantage in the courtroom. You want to know what a takeaway prosecutors' dangerous advantage in the courtroom? Sign in this petition, making sure your granny does sign this petition, zeroantiblackracism.com, that is scrolling across the screen. It goes on to say, currently in Georgia, multiple artists belonging to Young Stoner Life Records, including Grammy-winning artists like Young Thug, are facing more than 50 allegations in court, including RICO charges, which claim the record label is a criminal gang. The allegations heavily rely on the artist's lyrics that prosecutors claim are overt evidence of conspiracy. In the indictment, Fulton County prosecutors argue that lyrics like ready for war, like I'm Russia, are a confession of criminal intent. Listen, man. Zero anti-black-racism.com, and you wouldn't have to worry about that, Young Thug. But you ain't gonna be able to get Jay-Z to sign this. Meek Mill ain't gonna sign this. Killer Mike ain't gonna sign this. And Big Sean, none of them is gonna sign this. But they want you to think what they got going on is more important than this. There's nothing more important than zero anti-black-racism.com, because if we get that, you don't have to worry about none of this stuff in this article. Talking about your First Amendments. You might get shot while driving. What is you talking about? You might get shot in your own house while sleeping. What are you talking about? Ain't that a right? Ain't that an amendment that you should be able to protect your own home? Ain't that one? Right. Goes on to say, this shameful and un American practice. I know you ain't talking about un American. This is what you choose to make your issue, to talk about what's un American. Oh, okay, right, because it's your cash cow. We urge the prompt adoption of legislation at the federal and state level. Why not for reparations? For rap music? That would limit how prosecutors can use creative and artistic expression as evidence against defendants in criminal trials. We applaud the New York State Senate for passing Bill S.7327, the Rap Music on Trial bill, in May. We hope that it and similar bills. We hope y'all let us do as much killing in our lyrics and killing each other and slapping our mamas and hitting all the hookers and the hoes, and we want all the women's and all the jewels, and we want all the drip drop drippities and the frozen ice cubes. We want it all now. Now I do say in my intro, we can't let the culture die. This ain't the culture I'm talking about, P. We hope that it and similar bills will become law across America to end this attack on our First Amendment freedoms that disproportionately harm black and other minority artists. Here we go. I told you. Can never have none for ourselves. Right away when and Julia Greenwald, I already knew. I already knew. Ain't nothing wrong with having allies, but why they always gotta be in the front? Why they always got to be named? Oh, I appreciate those that helped. Those that helped, we understand. Hey, you're appreciated. I ain't got to go down the name and what is you talking about? If you really want to help, the truth don't need no witness, P. If you know you got your people got down wrong, P, and you know, hey, your people owe to pay, ain't got nothing to do with guilt. It's called doing the right thing. It's called accountability. And right after saying it disproportionately harms black and other minority artists, the last sentence, we must protect black art, creativity, and communities. Right. You're talking about everybody, right? Right? Right, everybody again. And then you go back to black. Y'all make me sick. You funky root. The root of all evil is what you is, P. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, scold you, and fold you about being on code. Being on code is signing this petition, not this whole garbage in this article, not that petition, P. But you know what? If you want to go ahead with the distractions and sign both, that's on you. But how dare you sign that other one and not sign this one? How dare you? But if you want to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, go ahead and sign that other one. That's on you. That's on you. But you know what isn't a banana in the tailpipe? Is listening to beautiful Kendra.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the US government immediately make anti-black racism a public health crisis is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message, I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational Black Americans addressing two critical components. So what is anti-Black racism? Anti-Black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational Black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem, it is imperative that the United States government declare anti-Black racism a public health crisis for foundational Black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational Black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-Black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say, we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real for real. I proudly digress. Anyway. Check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be one.
Music TV.
Yes. And I need y'all to actually look at one more very important message. Please.
Be careful for her love, she love.
Hey, Riri.
Hey, Rihanna. Hey, girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the pudding. I know that might sound a little confusing.
Call me when you need a friend.
to answer the phone, 'cause I got you where I need you, baby. Face down in the bed, and we